No Man's Sky is a game of space exploration. You can do all kinds of things, explore planets, meet aliens, look at the ruins. But today, I'm just going to scan for animals. I found a promising planet just a little bit ago, and I'm going to go check it out. It's a temperate world. Looks like it's got a varied biome, lots of plant life, which usually means lots of animal life. So what I'm going to do is land close to a shoreline. You'll see why in just a bit. Let's look for a good promising spot. There's a good one up there, so I'm flying up high where the velocity is high. And this looks like a good spot as any. So let's come on down. Entering the atmosphere. The weather looks decent. I see trees. Where there's trees, there's life. And let's land. Or rather stop. I never land my ship in this game. I just get up on top. In VR it can be a little bit hard to control yourself, so getting up and down that ladder is not the easiest thing in the world. This is my preferred method for landing on planets. And look, we've got some animals right there. Let's take a look at what we got here. We got 11 total fauna on this world. And let's take a look at what's here. Lots of ground life, flying, underwater. Alright, that gives us 3 types to look at here. So let's start with these planets here. I'm going to turn on my scanner. Look at this animal and scan it. M. hippoyagnum. The name doesn't really matter. There's some flying animals. I'm going to get them. And look, there's some more animals there. Now you have to have a line of sight in order to get a scanner animal. And in VR it can take a little bit of work to get your thing to register it. Got some more down there. I'll take a quick look at my health, which isn't visible when I'm scanning, but the weather's fine, so I'm not worried about it. Let's get that guy. So these are all land animals. That's usually going to be the bulk of what you find. You also have flying animals, and you have one other type that I'm going to check for in just a moment here after I finish scanning everything that's up here. When you're looking for animals, it's usually a good idea to grab what you can while you can, because often an animal that you see when you first land, you won't see later. Alright, so that covered some land and some sky animals. Let's check out the water, since it did say that there were some sea life here. It helps to get out in the water deep enough for you to get down into it. Turn on my scanner. And I start looking around. The first one spawned. I'm going to grab it. Usually in the water, especially in the water, you're going to scan things long before you get close enough to see them. You'd be surprised what some of this stuff looks like when you get close. Lots of small little fish here. Different types. They usually swim in schools. I probably got all of it, but let's take a look. That's probably everything. Let's take a look at what's all there. I've got 10 out of 11. One animal left undiscovered. So this lists all the animals that haven't been found yet. And it lists their preferred environments, their names. And if you scroll down, I can see one that I haven't found. A rare, underwater, always active. Which means that it's going to be active any time of day. Just means I need to swim more to find it. There's lots of animals spawned into here, so it's a good idea for me to move on. Being in the water and wanting to stay in the water, I'm going to pop up and look for a good direction to swim in. That looks like a good path to open water. So when you move, it forces it to spawn new animals up ahead of you, which is what I'm doing here. There's one of the ones I scanned earlier. Now you can get a better look at it. Squid-like something. It never tells you much about them. It'd be nice if it went into a little more anatomy on them instead of just giving them a name and some basic data. I'm not interested in any of the resources down here, but going to these is often a good way to occupy yourself while you're looking. So let's grab some of these. Whoa! No, that does not count as sea life. You can also scan all the plants down below. I've been a little lax on that today. While you keep your eye out for any new spawns. Oh, I've got a friend. When the last animal you're looking for is rare, it can take a little while to find it. Lots of patience. Lots and lots of patience. It's now nighttime, and I am still searching. But all I'm really doing is just occupying my time. I very rarely find all plants, and I don't think I've ever found all minerals, but I do make a point to find all the animals. I'm often checking behind me, especially in VR, because the animals don't necessarily spawn in front of you. So, since I've been having trouble getting it to spawn, I'm going to head back out of the water, because that does reset the animal life in the water. Ooh, the weather got nasty while I was down there. Extreme storm, best kind. Ooh, conditions are bad. So, I didn't have the best luck earlier, so I'm just going to fly to a different spot. Animal generation isn't really keyed to specific spots, and you don't have biomes in this game. Get some altitude. Go out over some deeper water. That looks promising. Nice big ocean. I don't really care about daylight for this because the animal I'm looking for is available at all times. So I'm going to come in down near the water. It looks like a good open ocean. And let's see if we have any better luck down here. Whee! So far, no luck. Guess animals I've already discovered, but not the one I'm looking for. Rare, underwater, always active. Well, it's underwater, I'm underwater. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, and it's certainly rare. Rarity is mostly defined by how likely it is to spawn compared to other animals. Oh, there you go. That is the last animal. We have completion. Let me get on up to the surface before I drown. So, I'm going to bring this up. Verify. 11 of 11 fauna discovered. All found, including that last one. So now, I'm going to report it. Hey, it's the little things that give me joy. So this planet had plenty of life on it, but let's see if I can find one with other examples. Here's one up here. What kind of planet is it? It is a frostbound planet. Probably not going to be very interesting in terms of life. And this one? Miasmatic. Let's go for it. I'm going to pulse over to it. Notice I aimed my pulse at the day side, because there's nothing as fun as landing on the night side of a planet where you can't see anything. So I'm just going to do my little pulse dance that I use to occupy myself while I wait for the counter to count down. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, it's almost time. Here we go. Okay, I don't know if there's ocean here. Can't really see. It doesn't really look like it. This does not look like the most pleasant environment, so I'm just gonna come on down. Let's see what this planet's got to offer. I see plants, but there's plants, there's usually animals. Now, you can scan from on top of your ship if you've got your ship set up like me to do that, because this is where I like to operate from. I never use that landing gear in the back, and this ship never really lands. So I'm going to jump on down. Do a little bit of plant scanning. Ooh! Birds! More birds. The first few animals are usually going to show up almost immediately as they spawn in. It's usually going to start with the most popular animals on the planet. Let's take a look at what's available. There's 4 of 8 found so far, and we've just landed already. So we've got 2 more on the ground and 2 underground. Oh, I hate the underground ones. You're going to see why in just a moment. So let's take a quick look at these 2, always active. Do a little bit of scanning. There's not a lot of reward for scanning things. Honestly, there's not a lot of reward for scanning animals, but I just do it because I like it. And there's another one. Let's go take a look at this guy. What do we got here? Looks like a dinosaur. A little bit like a stegosaur. Hi, Dino. Oh, I don't have any creature pellets on me. Another unidentified plant. And look, there's another red dot. Let's go run over that way. Too bad you can't move at full speed while you're scanning. Oh, gotta scan this. Gotta catch them all. Okay, where is this guy? He is over there. And that one over there. You have to have line of sight, so if you can't scan one, you might have to get closer to it. That other guy was from the same species and he got marked. So, we've got a number of them. Let's take a look at where we are. 6 of 8. I think we found all the land animals. There's nothing left but underground. Joy. So, to find an underground animal, you need a cave. And as I don't really see a cave here, one way to find caves is to look for that. That subterranean relic tells me that there's a cave system down there. So I'm just going to get over it. Switch to my terrain leader thing. And I'm going to go down. Oh, look, I've got a cave system. Now, cave systems are the same on almost every single planet. The only thing that varies is they might have slightly different plant life, but only a limited subset. Oh, I've got something down there, and there's no way I'm getting to him. Well, this rarely works, but I'm going to try it. There's obviously a cave system of some kind down there. Doesn't look like it's very close. Can I still see him? No. Oh. Let me go back. So he is there. Let's try this again. The animal scanner often fails when you're inside a personally built tunnel like this. But hey, I think I found the tunnel system he's in, and there he is. Let me scan this guy up close. Looks like a walking filled rubber glove. Don't go anywhere. Come back here. Alright. I think we have one more left. Uncommon, underground, always active. One more left. So other than our buddy up there, I'm just going to wander around in this cave until we find something else. And sometimes this can take a little while. It helps to keep moving, but you also have to keep scanning. If you're just running through the cave, you're gonna likely miss whatever you're looking for. It's definitely easier to get around. Nothing. These things are mostly a matter of luck. So I give up on that cave. Technically, I could walk back into it and it would probably show up. Looking for signs of other caves. That's likely where I already was. But I'm going there anyway. Ooh-ah! Okay. Oh, we have the last one. All animals discovered. Yes! I live for that. So now I'm coming down on another one, slightly less friendly planet, to see what it's got. Once again, I'm going to land near the water, because I may need to check the water. And let's see what we've got. Nine fauna. Flying, always active. Diurnal means during the day. So you have four kind of animals. You have flying, you have crawling, you have swimming, and you have those cave dwellers. This one's just got flying and swimming animals. Sometimes you have animals that are only active in one hemisphere or another. If you go back to the planet here, you can see this little indicator showing me where I am on the planet. This one shows I'm on the southern hemisphere, which if an animal is only on the southern hemisphere, it would turn up. If you look at an animal and it says it's only available in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, then you'll have to go to that hemisphere to do it. I'm going to do some scanning right from the top of my ship. Get me some birds, if I can get a scan on them. Sometimes, especially in VR, it can be a little difficult to get a good lock, especially on a distant animal. Those are behind the mountain, but they look like they're about to come from behind it, so I'll just be patient for a second. Oh, my patience was not rewarded. But that guy, come on up, where I can see you. Oh, they're on the other side of the mountain. Uh-huh. Come on, get a lock. Gotcha. Let's see what's left. 5 out of 9. Underwater, always active. Underwater, always active. Underwater, always active. Underwater, always active. 4 24/7 animals all in the water, which luckily I landed right next to. Let's go take a look in the water. Whee! Whoa! There's our first one. And another one. If I can get it. Plants or animals in front of each other will often block your ability to scan. If you pop your head out of the water too long, animals that have spawned underwater will often despawn on you. So once you're under, try to stay under while you're scanning. That guy has lots of terrain between me and him, so I'm going to have to get closer to him. Let's go. Oh, he's right there on the coast. Come on, I got that other guy in the way. Oh, now he's visible. That is a big guy. He also might be hostile, so I should be careful. Gigantic squid. It never goes into much detail on the animals. You can see a little bit about them. It tells you a little bit about them, but it's kind of random. It has very little impact on their behavior or how they live. They just kind of wander around. By the way, completion. Yes! And that's it for this planet. There's not a lot of reward. You do get a little bit of acknowledgement of it, which that's ultimately what all players usually want from their gameplay, just a little basic acknowledgement. For instance, discovered all species on 83 planets because I'm an obsessive person. But it does record every time you get all the animals on a planet. So, that's animal scanning in No Man's Sky. Hopefully you know a little more than you did earlier. The main skills you need are just to know where to find them and the patience for them to come up. Okay, that's it. We're done.